a Bloodwild Deathcry Matters deck. Yeah, the deck listing, I haven't updated it yet for the new set, so I was gone all weekend, I didn't have a chance to do that. So you have resources in your deck here, and so this deck that I'm playing is a 2-color deck. One of the kind of neat things about Hex here, apparently my opponent joined the game and is disconnected, is that this card, Rune Hierophant here, is customizable. It has a major and a minor socket. So while deck building, I choose customizations for this card. So I've chosen it so this deck that I'm playing is built around the mechanic Deathcry, so my troops do things when they die. So this guy, when he dies, he summons a Blight Blossom, which is a 1/1, and he summons an Abomination equal to his power and toughness. So when this dies, it basically splits into two new things. Yeah, Set 7 officially launched on Thursday last week. So I played a bunch of limited over the weekend, and I haven't played any constructed yet. It's like, it's gonna be really annoying if the first kickoff is waiting for my opponent to reconnect. So the resources in Hex, they do a couple of different things. So you can see this one, it gains me what's called a blood threshold here, and it gives me a charge. So charges are one of the ways Hex kind of reduces some of the variance that sucks in Magic. So each player has a champion here, and it determines your starting life total. So I have 25 life to start. And this says here for 5 charges, it gives one of my troops the modification when it dies, summon 2 1/1s. And my opponent's champion here for 5 charges gives them the ability to draw a card off of my deck and gives them the ability to play it. So the charges are kind of nice because there's still, flood that happens in this game, but it kind of encourages you to play with a little bit more resources in your deck, because when you're flooding, you're gaining charges and you still get to use your champion power. So you still have like things to do and decisions to make when you're drawing too many resources and too few non-resources. One of the things I love about Hex is they love powerful answers. So this is a 3-cost quick action. So Hex has a chain, which is similar to the stacks. You can respond to things. And this card not only destroys an opposing troop, but it also gets rid of every other copy of that troop out of their deck. So it kind of punishes people that only want to be playing like 1 or 2 4-ofs as their way to win the game. Forces them to diversify their threats. Opponent is back here. He played my resource, and that resource that you can see, it didn't give me a temporary resource down here at the bottom. It's what we call a slow shard, or a tapped land, basically. That was a fantastic draw. Get draw 2-drop on the second turn of the game. So this resource lets me choose a blood or a wild threshold. I'm going to go ahead and choose a blood so I can play out my Thought Collector. This is a 2/1 with flight. That says when this dies, I draw the top card of my opponent's deck and I gain the ability to play it. Opponent just commented when I logged in, it said you were playing Magic on Twitch. And I was like, yeah, this is our first match. Playing Hex of the day. Yeah, the Fate Weave resources are definitely good enough for Constructed. I think it kind of changes a little bit depending on which shards you're in. You can see I'm still playing coins in this deck because I think the blood coin is probably the best coin that we have. Set my stops up here. Play Maroon Hierophant out. And my opponent's playing the blood decks in this format are generally kind of attrition and removal based, so my deck being full of things that do things when they die is probably pretty good against the strategy that my opponent is trying to play. Yep, so they're going to Strangle my Rune, and I'm going to get 2 things here. Oh, that's really good. So, Strangle gives my troop -4/-4, and unlike Magic, because Hex is digital, it's able to track cards through different zones. So they were able to kill my Rune Hierophant, making it a 0/0, which means that the Abomination that was made was also a 0, so it died right away. That's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and Herofall my opponent's Vampire Princess here. So this princess is going to die, and then it's going to take all the other princesses out of their hand and deck. Apparently they only have 1. I'm going to put my champion power on this Thought Collector, so you can see a line of text got added to my Thought Collector. So when this dies, it has 2 Deathcry effects. I get to draw a card, and I get 2 Blight Blossoms. Which are these 1/1s. Just keep attacking here. Opponent playing Blood Diamond, it looks like. They played a second chart out here. And just keep pressure in here. They're hero falling my Thought Collector. Deal. So I get 2 guys and I draw a card off their deck. Attack them with this. Huh. So this lets me draw some extra cards. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, I'm going to draw 2 and lose 2. So I'd like to hit a resource drop this turn. And we bricked and missed anyways. That sucks. Hit another piece of removal though, which is decent. Vampire Prince, sure. Would love to draw a shard. Rats. Alright, well. Start by attacking with all of these, because if they want to trade this Prince for one of my Blight Blossoms, I'm okay with that. I'm going to go ahead and Strangle this, gives it -4/-4. I'm going to play Lord Blightbark here. He's kind of the driving force in this Deathcry Matters archetype. So he's a 2/2 for 2. That he says, when a troop enters play under our control, if it has Deathcry, it triggers those. So basically, if I play this Runeir out next turn, I'm going to get 2 extra guys with it. Except when we get rock casted. Opponent is a removal-based deck, so I guess I wasn't expecting that to live. They get to draw a card off of our deck. Hopefully they draw a resource, since we've been missing those. Cottontail Explorer, that's a good hit. So Cottontail Explorer flips out, and then... Well, that sucks. He flips over the bottom 3 cards of our deck, and if he finds any resources, then we get to draw those resources. Attack you, go. We did flip some more Deathcry things into our bin, though, so these Lady Blightbarks, when they come into play, they get the Deathcries of 3 troops in our crypt, so that'll be pretty good. Massacre, yep. Shard here would be insane. Non-slow shard, specifically. I guess if we don't hit a non-slow shard, we could just Massacre. Ding. Alright, let's play that. I don't think I have any double wild things in my deck. Let me get a Battle Hopper. Let's play this Lady Blightbark out here. She's going to trigger. And part of the reason why I targeted this earlier... And now if he kills my Lady Blightbark, we're going to get a bunch of stuff. So her text box is going to fill up here. Oh, I can scroll here? That's pretty good. So if they don't have Strangle for this, we're going to get a lot of stuff. Moda just said Jesus in chat. Alright, well they had the Herofall, so they got to take the one out of my thing. But my Lady Blightbark, she went forth and she multiplied. So they killed my thing and we got 12 points of power out of it. Deathcry put Darby into play. Oh yeah, there you go. They're click and drag. Okay. And then, yeah, I'm going to play this Runeir and this Blightbark Paladin out, because if they sweep the board again, the Runeir makes some stuff. Go. Oh, click and drag. Yeah, look at all that. Look at all that Deathcry. That Deathcry goodness. They have Massacres and from the Ashes. I guess they Massacre us here. It's not going to be good for us. Oh, jeez. Oh, don't Massacre me. Please don't Massacre me. Okay, they're... If they Massacre here, they're going to get to take all of our stuff. If they had Massacre, they shouldn't have done that, right? They should have targeted that one. You're supposed to attack here? I feel like I'm supposed to attack here. Yep. And this bride's gonna take over the game. I think if they clean out most of my board here, I'm supposed to just Massacre to clean up and then cast From the Ashes the following turn. That's probably what's supposed to happen here. Wait, this is... I get to kill their bride now. So I get this Blightbark trigger. Are you kidding me? Is that a feature or a bug? I guess it's technically a... Does the trigger... This counts for opposing or friendly. It counts for the card and not the trigger? How does that make sense? I mean, like, is that might be working as intended. I don't think that's not intuitive, but that there's a very good chance that that's working as intended. Yeah, the trigger's owned by me, right? So that has to be a bug. No, but I mean, like, so this says target troop you control gets 2/2, or target opposing troop gets -2/-2. So, like, whether or not their thing is, like, opposing or friendly should be determined by the controller of the trigger, not by the controller of the card that it came from. So, like, the game engine saw that this is the card the trigger came from, and they control this card, so this targeted this, and this is friendly to the card, because the card that spawned this trigger... Alright. All their brides are gone. So, we might still have a chance this game. Hero falling my abomination in response. It dies, yep, because it reverts. Good line. Alright, so long, board. Nobody gets the board. Yep, cycle coin, seems good. Oh, jeez! Oh, God, I'm dumb. There's a Rotpaw Gang in here from forever ago. Holy crap. So I am just down a Rotpaw Gang right now. Sorry, it's been a while since we've hexed, and I haven't been playing the blood decks when we were hexing. So Rotpaw Gang is a 6-drop in here that says... Yeah. He says that you could sacrifice a troop and return him from your discard pile to your hand. Yeah, wow. Pretty big mistake there. JVL with the 13-month 3 subscription. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Welcome back. Paladin would have been a good draw. Would have killed this vampire because of Lord Blightbark. I do appreciate the resubs, folks. I was gone for the long weekend and all. Yep. Alright, well, let's just do this. Forgot to do that earlier, a little awkward. Fallen Singularity? That's gross. It's our first match, Bob. And I forgot we had a Rotpaw Gang in our crypt, and we encountered a bug, so we definitely could be further ahead than we are. You know, honestly, I think I'm just gonna From the Ashes here. Take their bride. Huh. Maybe I'm supposed to take Princess, actually. Oh, they have our things in their bin, too. Yeah, I'm gonna take the bride. Correct. You are completely correct. 10 out of 10 should have done that. I think this is better than actually playing the Rotpaw Gang here. Hey, Jet. Alright. They have From the Ashes here. We could actually be in a lot of trouble. Alright, well, looks like they did not, so we won. I think this is a fine matchup for Cockatwice. This kills artifacts too, right? Sweet, yeah, so this is going to come in to kill their Fallen Singularities. I think I want some Strangles to deal with their troops. I don't think this is a Massacre matchup for us. I think we want to be on the not massacring side of the board. Maybe 3 of these is too many. I'm going to trim a Lady Blightbark here because of Herofall, I think. Also kind of medium with Strangle. We trim. Don't know if this is a Cockatwice matchup. It's probably fine. I put this in here for the more controlling matchups. Opponent's kind of grindy. Let's bring one in and see how it feels. Mind Rotting, nah, that's loose. Mind Rotting them probably isn't the worst. I hate Gaze in matchups. Like, I think I'd rather have Cockatwice than anything. Okay, I think you've talked me into Cockatwice because of the From the Ashes. Ah, I didn't save. I had already submitted. Yeah, I think I'd rather have Cockatwice. Yeah, Bob, that card's fine. It's like clunky, but it's okay. Yeah, I've got the Dream Curve. Listen to this. Sabretooth is probably one of the best cards in the new set. It's very, very good. Oh, also, FYI, my Comcast still doesn't work. No, I'm streaming from my phone.
Well, what'd you tell the guy yesterday?
I told him I was out of town for the weekend. I didn't know if it was working or not. Fiber at the end of the month, yeah. My T-Mobile's still working, so I assume this is dead. Probably Strangle or Rockcast, yeah. Deveron with the 10-month resubscription. Thank you and welcome back. Yeah, the new Fate Weave counter is real good, right? It's like a fantastically powerful card. It's annoying. Removal would have been nice. I think I'm just playing Blightbark Paladin out here. If they want to kill this, we kill the vampire. When this dies, it either gives an opposing troop +2, opposing troop -2/-2, or friendly troop +2/+2.
Okay, stop. Enough. I got your toes.
Thought Collector's an okay draw. Blocks this. Realistically, it probably just eats a piece of removal, but could theoretically block this vampire. I assume this is just going to die, but I think I'd rather have this die than any of these other things I have in my hand.
They're poop-poops.
One of these diapers up here is pooping it too.
Jake, come on, don't fight me.
I think Tongue Breeder is very good. The Escalate draw is kind of a hard card to evaluate. I think a lot of people are going to play the Escalate draw in places they should just be playing Lanupaw's Sight or the Fate Weave draw. Like, the thing about the Escalate draw is that you have to play the 4th copy of the Escalate draw before it's better than just drawing 2 cards. Alright, just always draw there from the ashes. Well, they drew the shard we needed to draw. Would have been sweet if they milled a troop for us. And put an extra 2 Dorkos on here because they probably want to kill this Runeer, so if this gets in the bin and we draw a shard for Lady Blightbark, I want to have a super Blightbark again. Look, diaper changes are traumatic, Maddie.
Stop.
Yep. Really not in a position to beat this at this point. Need to draw a Strangle or a Herofall here. And here, we would be able to kill the Vampire Prince if this wasn't bugged. But I'm just gonna concede. I'm pretty done here with that. That being bugged. Want the Primordial Cockatwice, I think.
Can you put the cap on that, please?
So I want the Cockatwices. We definitely want all the Strangles. Emperor's Lackey can maybe come out. I'll leave all the Blightbarks in on the plate. It's a must answer out of the opponent. And like honestly, if that's not bugged, my opponent probably doesn't even kill my thing there. They probably just like kill the Runeer Hierophant. Maybe, I don't know, like the Paladin's still pretty good. And like realistically, if like Bride's staying on the table, we're probably not winning the game anyways. It's fine. It's like not exciting, but fine. It's got a hero falling on it at least. Okay, well, hopefully this first one doesn't get Herofall. No idea. Literally the first games we played. God! Cottontail Explorer, Tilt Rabbit. Howdy, Elwins. These are my first games of Constructed I've played since the set released. Both the children want the same toy. It's weird. Alrighty, well, I guess we're relogging. Cut to this. Let's see my password, login. I would like to reconnect, please. Thank you. Alrighty. Attack with this to start. Oh, Collector's not a bad draw. They have a Strangle here. This feels bad, but that's what it is. The fact that this is really bad against Strangle makes me want to play it slightly less. Maybe I'm supposed to change that gem even in the post-board matches. It's very reasonable. Alright, so we want to play Rune before we do this because we want to make a 1-1 with this. I guess there's an argument to making a wild. I think I'd rather make this larger. I'm going to go ahead and again stack these all up. Ideally, you want to stack the champion power on other troops that have other Deathcries, so that way when you peel Lady Blightbark, you can make a super Deathcry Blightbark. They don't have another Strangle. We're actually in an okay spot here. Sure. I'm going to lead on this and then tilt off when we miss the shard again. Hey! Hey, hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, hey, yo. Hey, yo. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. I think I'm okay burning that there because they're pretty far from having 5 thresholds. What's up, dude? You wanna come in here? No, Dad's in the middle of something, buddy. Can you bring me what do you need help with? Can you show me what you need help with? And they found that the turn they needed it. Womp womp. We got 3 guys at least. We'd have been able to make the rabbit one larger. I'm assuming there's a From the Ashes coming up here. They haven't been playing anything out. I'm going to play this Thought Collector here, I think, and then pass the turn. The Thought Collector puts lethal on the table, and it's also a reasonable Deathcry effect should they From the Ashes us. Problem with that is they're going to get this Rune Hierophant. That's good. Yeah. I guess that's less of a reason to stack all of the things on the same card. Because now they have this Super Runier. Shard off their deck, yep. It beats. You want to sit in my lap? Alright, that's fine. Singularity. It's decent for us. And these rotting Chompknights in our hand here. And destroy an artifact or constant when they come into play and when they die. Alright, start by cycling that. It's not bad. Opponent's down to 5. Lady Blightbark, you say? Well, they took our best Deathcry out of the crypt, but we're going to be able to do that next turn, which is nice. I probably should have sequenced that second. I think I'm going to go ahead and champ power my Blightbark Paladin here, and then attack. The artifact gives the troops, they choose a shard type when it comes into play, and then it gives all troops that chosen shard type +1/+1 on their side every turn. Alright, so I'm gonna get to make this smaller. Seems good. I guess I could have made this smaller to make blocking the Rotting Chompknight worse. Wonder if my opponent didn't realize the Paladin had lethal. That's why the Paladin's... This card's very good. The fact that it is lethal makes it very playable. I'm gonna jump here. I feel like we're just getting wrathed. Another From the Ashes is gonna suck here because it means they're gonna take one of my other good things out of my bin, and my Blightbark's gonna be worse. This feels like a From the Ashes. Oh, jeez, they're voiding my crypt. God, remember that time we waited on this Blightbark? Holy crap. Well, that's a tilt. That's really unfortunate. Maybe we should have played her last turn to play around that. Well, I kind of wanted to get the Paladin. Or take the Fallen Singularity off the table. Well, I'm 10 out of 10 gonna let them take 4 cards out of my deck. Yeah, I know. The Comcast isn't working, bud. That's why your TV stopped. Know why we pay the money? Probably just playing this Blightbark as a 4/4 flyer next turn. Pretty far behind this game. This is a good example why I don't like playing these, like, kind of mid-rangey decks in Hex in general, because, like, people that play Hex Constructed pretty much just like to play, like, these big, giant, go-over-the-top dirtily decks, so if you're not playing something that's, like, low-to-the-ground aggro, you're basically just gonna get fucking destroyed. So, you, like, either play low-to-the-ground aggro, or you play something that goes way over the top. Midrange is pretty bad in this game in general. Yeah, I mean, we 10 out of 10 lost the game to that interaction being bugged. Probably. I guess we won the first game. We weren't completely out of that third game, but, like, we're pretty unfavored to win a matchup like that. So... I have a feeling this Deathcry deck is not going to be particularly well suited for the types of decks that people like to play in Hex. Log into the forums now and report that an interaction is bugged. Pretty easy mulligan here. One resource. Man. Well, you know. I feel really bad. Jake just wants to watch his show, and fucking Comcast won't work. This hand's keep, I guess. I mean, Klutz, I'd argue if that's working... No, that's definitely a bug. And if that's working as intended, that's poor design. That's just the TLDR. If that's how they intended that to work, that's not good design. Because I control the trigger, so the controller of the trigger should determine opposing or friendly troop. When your Blightbark Paladin dies, while your opponent has a Bride of the Damned out, they gain control of the Blightbark Paladin, and you can't give their troops -2/-2. You can only give your cards -2/-2, or give one of theirs +2/+2. Welcome back, Ian. Thank you. Sorry, I've got kids screaming and mulligans and bugs and... Comcast hates children. Yep. You're not right. Well, we're gonna hold this back to block because I would like to draw a shard off of their deck. Happy 4th, Dystopia. Yeah, it's not counting the controller of the trigger, it's counting the controller of the card, which is incorrect. Well, the kids were fighting, and then they calmed down a little bit, and then the Comcast cut out and stopped playing his show, which is what helped him calm down in the first place. You know, it's a feature. There's a reason I'm streaming from my T-Mobile internet connection. No, we don't get a threshold from that, but it does move us closer to this Massacre and lets us cast this Herofall. Take a hit for 3 here. Yeah, look, another thing ties to Massacre. Survey says, hey, alright, well, Clean the board up at least. Can't actually start winning the game until we find wild, but we can stop losing the game slightly. I'm sorry, Jake. The internet's just not working. Yeah! Hands wacky and wild over here. I mean, the good news is if we draw wild, we can go like Rune into Cottontail Explorer. We'll just put a landing pause site in the bank here, so probably gonna bury us. Well, Klutz, it's one of two things. Either it's a bug, and we lost to a frustrating bug, or it's a poorly worded card and the interaction is confusing. So, like, either way, something needs to change there. Yeah, very dead. Yeah, there's links to all of my deck lists down below the stream. Big button says Hex decks. Definitely check that out. I think we're just boarding down in this matchup. Like the Rotpaw and the 6-drops come out. Probably from A Lady Blightbark. Paw of Yazukan's a little slow. Honestly, Hierophall's probably a little slow too. Yeah, if you tap the screen on mobile and press the little I button, there'll be a hex text button you can scroll down to. That might be trimming too low on... Let's do this. I posted it on Twitter, Burning Piggy, and we streamed with it a little bit this morning. Six is just so much mana. Oh, keepable 7, God bless. I got the curve, got the Blightbark into the Paladin. He's upset that the internet's not working. What are the odds this lives? Like 0 to none? Holy crap, we're gonna get ready with this? That'll be nice. Sweet. So this triggers Deathcries when we play the card. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna play the Rune here. So Rune's gonna come into play and make 2 extra guys. Well, that's unfortunate. Spoke too soon. Well, that I mean we're gonna get a 0/1 Diggle that attack them for 2. Gobbler's kind of scary. We don't have an answer to that. Combat training. Yep. I feel like our adventures with the Deathcry deck are going to be short-lived. Blightbark's gonna do the thing! He does- oh god, trigger! 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 So my 2/2 comes into play. It's gonna give this minus. We're just gonna lose this Flickering Gobbler in the air most likely, which is unfortunate for us. Yeah, I guess that's kind of true. It's kind of an answer. Play my Sarah Angel, or my whatever. This is just my 4/4 flyer for 5, no upside. Yeah, like I said, Klutz, I feel like this style of deck is just, like, poorly positioned in Hex in general because, like, of the decks people kind of gravitate towards playing in this game. Like, the From the Ashes monstrosity we died to last round, like, there's no way we ever beat that card. Like, trying to float, like, somewhere in the middle is just, like, usually a pretty losing proposition. I think I'm just gonna tag this with this. Oh, right! We got to draw a card when we... Oh, I forgot this was gonna draw a card when we played it, too. I think this card's really good, this Thought Collector. This card seems sweet. Just like a 2/1 flyer that generates value when it dies. Like, sign me up. Alright, well, you know. You got a verdict by their consultant talents. I think I'm just leaving both Thought Collectors back here. Everything looks better in blood. I agree, opponent. Now that you're Strangle, am I leaving it back? Nah, let's start attacking. I have a blocker plus a Strangle. And bad mouth Comcast. What's going on, Batman? There's the Goobler. So if they kill this and have a counter, we could be up a creek here. I'm gonna cheap shot this Dorko and preserve my life total, I think, here. Oh, right, there's new Underworld troops to conscript. It's like, I haven't seen that one before. Ooh, Arcane Focus. Focus. Withering Gaze. Alright, well, that probably locks the game up unless they have multiple Lasgars here. Verdict, okay. Play this out. I'm gonna leave the Strangle up in case they have another Flickering Gobbler here. I'm gonna crack them for 6. Can you see the double damage action? Yeah, I guess maybe. The double damage action doesn't see a ton of play, though, so I don't think I really want to play around that. The 1/1 can revert. Good call. We can make this back into a Rune here. Okay. I don't think we're going to need that. Do they not have Lasgars? Alright, that's not enough Lascars. Alright, game the third. Yeah, just gonna submit. We had the coin for lethal too. Herbie doesn't have the last cards reported as a bug, right? It sounds like okay. Not exciting, but fine. This is just the first one I picked quick. There's probably 3 or 4 different champions worth trying with this deck. The zombie champion's probably not completely unreasonable. The Sacker Troop to give -2/-2 is probably not completely unreasonable. Seems like there's a lot of choices that could just be like, this is close to fine. D-Boy asks, what is the best way to get into Hex? Personally, I'm a constructed player in all TCGs, so I think the best way, and honestly, it's probably just the best way to get the most money for bang for your buck. The constructed ladder is completely free to play, and they have a lot of free to play standard tournaments as well. So if you just like pick up a deck from something like Hex Primal, they buy and sell Hex TCG cards, and you can get 5% off with that code Jeff5. You just paste the deck list into their website and hit checkout, and they mail it to you via the in-game mail system, and then you could just start playing and not spend any more money. Just get a feel for the game itself and the mechanics. I've not yet updated my budget deck list article for the new set that just came out. None of the cards rotated with the last set, but the gems changed, which does affect some of the decks a little bit. Alright, and we have double Strangle up here. Not the worst, can cycle a coin too. We're winning in the race. So, until we get Lasgard, we're in a pretty good spot. Pardon me while I eat while we stream. I think killing that there is worthwhile. It seems like their only threat. And if they have Lasgars, they're no longer taking it down. Man, that feels bad. And you have them on the 7-turn clock here. Slow and steady, bringing them the beatdown. Maybe I'm just supposed to use this on here. And like, Dread End, yep. It's worth noting that like, if we'd have had the champion that gave us a zombie, we'd have been able to use that by now. Generate some value. Turn one of these into a into 2 Dorkos, I guess. And play this Blightbark out. Last guard's gonna feel a little bit bad. How's the new standard so far? Not sure. These are like my first gross. These are like my first few games I've played of it. Yay, Blight Blossoms. 1/1s, giving them the business. They probably don't have last guard since they dingled my thing. I'm glad we got these Strangles. Yep. Alright, well. Kill the one that draws cards. And there are these 2 draw cards, right? I mean, like, if they thought I had more Deathcry stuff, they could have just waited and dingled the Deathcry stuff. Because then in the event that I don't, like, they end up ahead. Yep. So one of the 3 cards is a Gobbler. They must not have any actions left with the other ones. At least not ones they can cast. Alright, it's a pretty good one. So if this dies, it'll make 2 1/1s and then give one of them +2/+2. We'll add this Paladin to the board. No, Blightbark says when a troop enters play under your control, so it turns your Deathcries into deploy Deathcries, basically. I can see the confusion, though. Those are pretty similar. I'm just gonna crack him here. If he wants to trade these 2 for one of my guys, that's fine. If he like trades these 2 for this one, I'll, like make my Dingler a 2/2. Wow, okay, we're trading for that one. So they have Last Guard's Vengeance then? If they have Last Guards, they're gonna clean our board up. We're gonna be in an awkward spot. I am not playing Gruesome Deed in this deck list. I don't think so, Kiki. The blue Escalate spell is really slow. Well, I mean, it's lethal on board. I don't... Yeah, we use 1 coin. I don't know. match. Let's play one more with this, then maybe try and brew up something else. Nah, I don't think it's what the turns deck wants. The turns deck doesn't mind tapping out, for the most part. And, like, you have to play the Escalate spell 4 times before it draws more cards than Oracle Song does. Well, at 3, you've broken even, right? So when you play your 3rd copy, you've drawn 1, 2, and 3 cards. So with 3 copies, you draw 6 cards. So it isn't until you play the 4th copy that you actually draw more cards than you would have seen otherwise. Yeah. It's okay. Lackey into Rune here. Seems fine. We have Lackey to help enable our Monsagi Lily Pad and also trigger our Deathcries on demand when we need to. Opponent took a couple of mulligans, so... Sure, I agree that there's some flexibility, so it's definitely contextual, but like, depending on what type of deck you're playing. But like in general, if you're playing a tap out control deck, like you probably don't want the Escalate spell because it's not powerful enough. And like exactly how quick based does your deck need to be in order to make the other one reasonable. So I'm playing a mill deck, it looks like. Buries extra cards. Maybe. The Blood Escalate card might be a hard sell. I'm not convinced that card's going to be good. Rune out. So I have to choose either this gets unblockable and 3 power, or I bury 3 cards off my deck. Honestly, burying 3 cards with my lady Blightbark in place probably fine. And we put 2 more Deathcry things in there. Sounds good. Oh geez. Our deck is burying very quickly. They have a 6/3. That's pretty big. Massacre seems decent. Does it? Massacre Runier is really not a combo, is it? Huh. I'm going to put this on here. I think I'm just going to clean the board up here. And then next turn we can play Lady Blightbark and take all of the bonuses off this Rune here. We can sack this, hit them for 4. Alright. Opponent decided to... That happens early in the season. So, when the season rolls back, if you got to Cosmic, you start back at Silver. Actually, I'll play one more. We'll draft after this match. So I want to get a draft in today. I wanted to put all the Deathcry on the same troop. So that way Lady Blightbark got all of them off of a single troop, which would be good. This hand's like, okay. I need resources. That's probably fine. It's close. I'm gonna fault someone for mulliganing this. Lead on this for blood. Dreadling strategy, Dread Factory here. Our champion makes a Dread banner, which makes a Dreadling every turn. Alright, Blightbark's a good draw. If we just run off a bunch of resources here, it would be in a great spot. I'm not playing Ice in this deck because I think Blood Coin is probably the best coin, so I'm still playing those. I think in the non-Blood Shards, I'd probably play some Ice. Yeah, the Sapphire Wild Quick deck is definitely on my list of things I want to update. Blood Shard, Blood Shard, Blood Shard, Blood Shard. Blood Shard, Blood Shard, Blood Shard, Blood Shard. Things are going to get real ugly real fast. This gets to start taking actions out of our hand. Well, it's castable, I guess. If they win the coin flip to take an action out of our hand, we're probably just going to pack it in here. Remember, the ladder's about volume, not about eking every percentage point out. That's just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, sometimes you fly across the country to get screwed and flooded and screwed. I think I'm just gonna trim extra copies of things. Cut a Rune here. Bring in an extra Strangle, I think. Seems fine. Nice, Jet. Yeah, deck's sweet. You hit reasonable matchups. It has a lot of reasonable matchups. I think you mentioned earlier the graveyard decks are hard, and I agree with that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. It's a little resource heavy, but like, we could cycle those Necropolis coins potentially. Yeah, like if Modern was just like a bunch of these like grindy mid-range games, like I'd love it so much. Those are just like my favorites. Even the Affinity matchups get kind of grindy and mid-rangey. Like 10 out of 10 enjoyable. Yeah, the interface is slick. Coming back from Magic Online, just like playing Hex is like this giant breath of fresh air. And honestly, a big part of why the interface is so slick is that, like, a big part of the clunk in Magic and Magic Online in general is, like, the resource system is just, like, really clunky. The fact that, like, when I want to put this card into play, I don't have to, like, fumble with, like, clicking on the right land, then clicking the right color from those right lands is, like, such an upside. Alright, more thoughts to collect. So when these guys die, we get to draw a card off the top of our opponent's deck. I think Papa Goot has any viability in Constructed. I'd be pretty surprised if Papa Goot's viable in Constructed. There might be a Constance-based deck in Constructed, but I'd be pretty surprised if Papa Goot's the champion that you want for it. Yeah, I agree with that, Jet. Hey, Jeff, big fan of your work for a while. You got me into Kiki Chord, and now Hex. I just qualified for the CCS Brewing with the new meta, and I have no one to test with. Just wondering how you found your current testing group and advice for someone to find one. I don't know that I have good advice for that specifically. My current testing group is just, like, people I hang out with and, like, play other games with. I mean, Metro, I guarantee you people are going to play Papa Goot in Constructed. Whether or not it's good is the question. But, like, playing a champion that's, like, not stellar for, like, the upside of what your payoff is, like, is the payoff worth playing this mediocre champion is, like, the question. Profane Ritualist. Interesting. I think if they attack here, I'm going to double block. I get to draw 2 cards off their deck and get 2 1/1s. I mean, it doesn't really have 17 health because, like, you have your thing gains you life, so, like, your starting life total is higher than 17 in reality because, like, you're gonna make a daylight and it's gonna gain you some amount of health. Like, realistically, you probably have like 21 health or so. Have our Rotting Chompknight here. They reaped our Blightbark. That's unfortunate. Chompknight's going to come down and deal with the Dread Banner next turn. I'm just going to double here. I think this is fine. There's a good chance I draw removal off of their deck. Gross. Man, I'm so good at flooding. We're flooding off 2 decks at once. It's an art, really. It takes a skilled artisan to flood on not only 1 deck but 2 decks simultaneously. Yeah, Chompknight is very reasonable. So long Dread Banner. I mean, I guess, hold on. I should cancel my auto pass and put this Dread Factory into play. Might as well. Probably want to wait to kill this before I turn it on, but we can at least charge it to 4. Probably a crack for 5 in this guy here. I guess we're winning this race. Wonder if he thinks I'm gonna turn this on. They could also just like have a Strangle for the Chompknight. It's pretty good. Exactly 3 troops in my crypt. I'm kind of surprised to not see this die here. Alright, at any rate, let's grab a Battle Hopper here because I have all our thresholds. Yeah, Tom, that bot does Hex and Magic, so that way I can... That was a giant scrounge animation. So that way I can have Hex cards and Magic cards and not have them fight with each other. Yeah, he's actually... Yeah, this is a Chompasaur. Chompknight. Yeah, we missed the damage because of the Battle Hopper, you're right. I think I'm gonna leave this how it is. Oh, got 5 ways to interact with Constance Postports. Good number. It's probably fine. It's got Strangle. If we draw any of our Deathcry troops, we got a Blightbark. It's a pretty good hit. Find some more resources down the line. Do you like having a constructed ladder-based system? Yeah, I do, Jet. It allows you to do a little bit of brewing without, like, the punishment that you have on MTGO of, like, spewing tickets away. It would be nice to have some type of on-demand tournaments too. Like, there's definitely merit to both, but honestly, from a testing standpoint, the ladder's generally better from a testing standpoint as well, because you're queuing into people of similar skill level once you've played enough, as opposed to just like getting random matches, especially that aren't even pairing based on record on Magic Online. Lord Blightbark into play here. It's nice that Cottontail kind of acts as an enabler for Lady Blightbark as well. We can't always get enough Deathcry troops into the bin by turn 5, and Cottontail helps enable that. Gruesome Deed, yep. Wasn't expecting that to live, really. Here's a good pickup. Shame Blightbark died, otherwise this thing would have made some dorks. That's pretty good. I guess we're just gonna Strangle this, right? Otherwise it gets the Diligence at every turn. This thing, every time it readies, it either does 2 damage to me or turns into this big scary thing with flying. So I think... I could get greedy and play this. Let's get greedy and play this, trying to non-flow shard. We did, God bless. Let's play this, and then we can Strangle this before it gets to ready. Oh, you know what? I could have made an 0-1 and made this Rune larger. Probably would have been advisable. Yep. So my Runear's 1 smaller than it could be here. And again, we're going to stack our champion Deathcry on the Runear, so that way, if and when this dies, the Lady Blightbark's going to be able to take it all off of there. We hit one other Deathcry effect with this Cottontail Explorer for Lady Blightbark here. Yep. Still have all these. Yeah, the opponent is basically running on E, which is kind of sweet. So we have to go ahead and play this Lady Blightbark out. And when she comes into play, she's going to get the Deathcry triggers of Rune and the Blightbark Paladin. Dex box will fill right on up there to the point where you got to scroll it. It's got so many Deathcries. Yo, dog. Heard you like Deathcries, so we put Deathcries under Deathcries. I like that this, people are talking about this champion. I don't know if this is necessarily the right champion, but I like that this champion plays well with our paladins as well, because the paladins can make 2/1/1s and then give one of them +2/+2, which is nice. I think we're just pawing down the vampire princess here. Just start pressuring. Big ol' scrounge animation. Trying to dodge like Zenthal's Malice here, basically. I'm just gonna throw one of these 1/1s away. Yeah, that's another one that could be reasonable too, for sure. Alrighty. Oh,